What's up, Broncos country? We're back. It's A&J, and of course, man, I gotta say today was crazy. So crazy that I wound up putting this together a lot later than I wanted to. I had to put in some work, y'all. Will see with the pictures that I have for you here, but man, it was incredibly wild to say the very least. I, of course, wound up experiencing a lot of the moments of anxiety that I had, I would say, pretty much anticipated coming into the game, especially with the way that things played out against the Raiders. I mean, I think much like a lot of other Broncos fans, I honestly was quite concerned to say the very least. And fortunately, we were able to pull out the win, shot out to the defense, but definitely shot out to the Chiefs themselves. I mean, they played a hell of a game. Steve Spagnuolo is, as I said during the stream, one of the best defensive minds in the game today, and it's just not even close. I mean, it's close. I mean, he could be better and be advanced, Joseph, but that's really neither here nor there. Point I'm trying to make here is that they did a hell of a job, but we're going to get right into things here. I can save a lot of that for tomorrow morning's video, which, by the way, it's actually 9:53 here in Denver right now, so you'll likely be seeing this in the morning, but you'll also get another follow-up as you'll get as I slept on it kind of thing going for Broncos Talk video tomorrow morning. So look forward to that. Certainly have that out no later than a late morning, early afternoon. Maybe even get a couple of other things in as we got to talk about this NBA stuff here. But nonetheless, we got to jump right into things. I've rambled enough here. One thing we got to talk about, and it's got to be the story of the weekend, aside from the game itself, and that's got to be J.K. Dobbins. I mean, as you see here, the numbers speak for themselves. Of course, 153 carries, 772 yards with 4 touchdowns, 5 yards per carry. That production was incredibly missed today. I would go as far as saying that if he were healthy and ready to go today, Broncos win this by at least 10. I mean, there's just no doubt in my mind because the way that J.K. was actually moving the offense for us was just, you can't say enough as to how valuable that was for us. Now, that's not to take away from the two that I'm about to talk about next, but it's unfortunate as he will be undergoing foot surgery that will have him missing the rest of the season. And again, as I was saying, it's unfortunate because one, he is only with the Broncos on a 1-year deal where I believe he was making about 2 or 3 million. It's going to be tricky to see what happens after this, but I'd like to think that they would be able to bring him back. At some point, we'll probably talk about this. I'll probably get into some too early, I guess, ideas as far as what I foresee as far as the Broncos' run game is concerned. But regardless, I think that today was definitely a sign of where he'll be missed. But at the very same time, I think that we had a couple of guys coming in today that actually did a hell of a job themselves, and one of which being obviously R.J. Harvey, second round draft pick of the 2025 draft, and of course Jaleel McLaughlin, who has actually been with the Broncos for, I want to say, 4 or 5 years now. I'm really not sure, but of course was brought in as a non-drafted free agent and actually has seen some success against the Chiefs. And I stand corrected, I'm pretty sure it's closer to 3 years, but either way, as you see, we got the numbers for both of them. I apologize if it's not entirely legible with how I did all this. I'm going to work to get better at this, so stay tuned as I work on that. But of course, you got RJ. He actually had a pretty nice game today where really, all things considered, the most significant thing is just what he was able to do up the gut, as he's actually a really good up the middle runner, getting 11 carries for 30 yards. That's really not a whole lot. And of course, Jaleel getting 6 carries with 19 yards, and the one touch, well, yeah, the one touchdown that the Broncos actually scored today could have been two had they not called back the Jahdae Barron interception, pit six, but of course there was pass interference. It just wasn't on Riley Moss. Going to talk more about that in tomorrow's video, of course. But of course, RJ's receiving numbers, as you also see, 3 catches, 20 yards. So still being a factor in the receiving game is RJ, so that's always going to be significant. But again, to me, I just love what I saw from him in terms of running up the gut. And each time that he did, he was actually picking up significant second or third and shorts that were converted into first downs. And he even tacked on a couple of yards or more each and every single time that he was doing it. So for me, I feel like as he continues to develop, he's going to continue to be what I feel like a lot of us were hoping to see. Again, being that he was that second round pick at number 60. But talking about Jaleel as well, I think a lot of expectations were lived up to where he's concerned. He certainly came in. Now, the thing about it is that Sean Payton still is not running the ball quite to the extent that I feel like he should be. I mean, you definitely want to let Bo do his thing accordingly. Now, I want to say shout out to Moose on Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports, because he talked about it. He was the one person who said a key to victory against the Chiefs is actually limiting Bo to about 28 passes. For me, I think you could get away with 35. He actually threw 37 today, so a little bit outside of what I consider to be my safe number. But really and truly, there wasn't a whole lot of things that Bo did wrong, other than, of course, have his obvious overshoots of the deep balls that he had, be it Troy or whoever it was that he was going too deep. But all the same, it still wound up working out to, in part, as you can see, the running game by both Jaleel and RJ. I think we can look forward to a lot more of both as we have Washington moving forward right after the bye, and then of course going out to Vegas and home for the Packers. So gonna look forward to what those two bring to the table. But we got to talk about the player of the game, Jaquan McMillan. I mean, as you see here, again, apologies if the numbers don't come through very well, but he came through with 2 sacks today. And of course, both of them were very timely, as they either forced 3 and outs. I think the second one came on a 4th down where he just came in hot. I mean, he came in so hot, and it was obvious that he was coming in for the blitz. And Mahomes was actually looking for a shot on that left side, that weak side, which Jaquan was coming in from, and he was about to take it, but of course, he had that hesitation, like not even a pump fake, but a hesitation fake, where he was looking to throw it, but he couldn't, as he saw Jaquan coming in, and he just came through with a picture-perfect stinger splash for the sack. And I think that actually wound up forcing a 3 and out. But either way, that on top of a huge interception, as you see here, he actually got a return for 16 yards. I'm not really sure why it's documented that way, as the Broncos ended up starting that ensuing drive on the 10-yard line, but that was because he had a 68-yard return, which was actually nullified by a penalty, which I believe was an unsportsmanlike conduct. And the way I understood it, that was Sean Payton getting in the way of the referees. So is what it is there. The Broncos still ended up scoring on that drive, but really, I feel like today, all things considered, was one of the better offensive games for the Broncos. The ball was moving really well at times, probably not as much and as frequently as you would have liked. Again, something I think that the Broncos are going to miss with JK being gone for the rest of the year. But I do believe in RJ and Jaleel. I think they're definitely going to provide something as far as the run game is concerned. I wouldn't be surprised to see Tyler Bidet end up contributing in the long run, as the way I understand it, he's pretty good north and south runner. Um, and really, we can't even say that RJ isn't that kind of north and south runner. He showed that again going up the gut. It's just the real issue with RJ is pass protection. He's starting to get better at it, but that's a part of that developmental process that I mentioned before. Nonetheless, great win by the Broncos, and it's just interesting that they were able to get away with it the same way that they have with a lot of the other teams that they played so far on the schedule. But a win's a win, so not much more to say about it other than that. With that in mind, y'all know what it is. Let me know what y'all think down below. How do y'all feel about the way the Broncos came through on this win? Let me know down below. And of course, y'all know what it is. If y'all enjoy the content, like, share, subscribe, and definitely share the vids whenever they come through. And with that in mind, I appreciate y'all for coming through. This is A and J, and I look forward to y'all to seeing y'all the next time.